health.
Yeah, just some natural grass.
Yeah. Probably have an area in the front that I do it too.
Yeah, that'd be nice. God, I done forgot what episode we're on. Is this 39?
39? I think so.
Hello and welcome.
Episode 39. Are we starting?
Yeah, Up a Creek with Two Paddles podcast. I'm Austin.
I'm Blake.
We missed last week because of Easter. Well, it wasn't really because of Easter. It was because I felt like shit on Saturday. But
yeah, we're both kind of busy on Sunday.
Yeah, we're busy as hell Sunday, dude.
Yeah.
The Easter Sunday. It was nice though. It was a beautiful day, beautiful weather. Got out, got some hit some eggs for the kids.
Did you?
Yeah.
What kids did y'all have in Landrum?
Up in Landrum, there was my cousin's kid, my other cousin's kid, and then a few more that I don't know how I'm related to.
What ages?
I think ranging from about 3 or 4 to maybe 10 or 12. I don't know. They're the far away family. I can't keep up with everybody.
Yeah.
They hit 144 eggs.
God.
Jesus.
Was it fake eggs, I assume, with candy?
Yeah.
I got you.
I think they had a little change in them or something.
Yeah.
See, I want to do an adult egg hunt where there's like...
What, you put a couple cigarettes in?
No, there's like a 5 in each egg.
Right.
But then there's special eggs that have like 20s, and then there's one egg with a 50.
Some people do that for their kids.
Oh, yeah. My grandma back in the day...
Us growing up, we never did that. We always had... I remember weren't you telling me about...
We put like quarters in them.
Okay.
We put a bunch of quarters, and then every now and then you'd have like a special egg that had like a couple dollars.
Right.
Yeah, that's how we hunted eggs as kids. But I mean, hey, if you had like 100 eggs split between me, Brett, and Barry, and your 3 kids, you might make about $10 on Easter, bro. This shit adds up. When you're 7, that goes a long way.
Why in the United States does every holiday end up being a gift giving holiday? And I apologize for my voice. I lost my voice last night from screaming at a party. So I'm sorry. Just bear with me. I know my voice is going in and out.
I don't know. Is it just we're trying to show gratitude?
Like it's all like for almost every let's Easter.
It's all the religious ones.
Day.
Well, yeah, Valentine's Day.
Which is kind of
not really at all
mythological. Religion. I mean, it revolves around St. Cupid, right?
I have no clue. I don't know the history of Valentine's Day.
I think it's like
I did look up the history of Easter to try and talk about it a little bit on the pod.
But outside of like the traditional, Christian Easter.
Yeah, just he has risen.
Right. He is risen. Yes.
But I think it's mainly like Christmas, Easter, or the 2 big gift giving holidays.
You always get so much candy on Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day.
Like St. Patty's, nobody's gifting.
That's true.
Any of the summer, Memorial Day.
Nobody gifts.
Fucking Flag Day, President's Day, Labor Day.
Well, President's Day's in February.
No gifts on any of those.
Yeah, Labor, Memorial, no one gives gifts.
Nobody's giving gifts on Thanksgiving.
4th of July, no.
It's mainly just Christmas and Easter.
Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day.
Yeah. But, I mean, Valentine's Day was kind of set up to be a very specific gift-giving holiday.
For sure.
You're not getting, like, a new TV for Valentine's Day.
Right.
You might be getting a little chocolate, a couple flowers.
Who is pulling into my... Oh, this is the neighbor. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's backing in his place. But, yeah, so we'll talk about the potential origin of Easter. Even though we're, 2 weeks late by the time this comes out?
Right.
But I thought it was interesting. I just Googled.
So I'm sure someone will say that there is historical evidence that Jesus was killed on that specific day. Oh, well, because Easter's on a different day every year. But like it's supposed to be around the time that he died.
It's supposed to be 3 days after, right?
Right.
In 3 days he rose again.
Yeah, right. 3 days, right.
So
Good Friday is when he died, and Easter is when he rises.
Really, it all comes down to nature,
right?
Sun, like equinoxes, and
is that what you're about to talk about?
Well, no. So get the obvious out of the way. It falls on the first Sunday after. I didn't even realize this.
It's kind of complex.
It's very complex. Easter falls on the first Sunday after the full moon that occurs on or after the spring equinox.
Right.
So
The
if the
first
full
Sunday
moon
after the first Sunday after the full moon after the
first spring equinox.
The first. Well, is it redundant to say first spring equinox?
Yeah, I didn't mean to say that.
There's only one spring equinox, right?
The first Sunday after the full moon that occurs on or after the spring equinox.
Gotcha. Right. So it's not that complicated.
And so, like, if the full moon falls on a Sunday, then Easter is the following Sunday.
Right.
And if the full moon falls on the equinox, then Easter's the following Sunday. But it is theorized, I'm not sure what the right word is, that Easter derives from the word Eastor, or E-O-S-T-R-E. Eoster? E-O-S-T-R-E.
Where's that word from?
It is a pagan goddess of spring and fertility.
Oh.
Named Easter. According to folklore, Easter, the pagan goddess, found a bird dying from the cold and turned it into a rabbit so that its fur would keep it warm, but the rabbit still lays eggs.
What the fuck?
That's where we get the Easter bunny. It's fucking paganism.
That's so weird.
That's why all you Christians need to calm the fuck down. Y'all are not original at all.
All right, take it easy.
You're not. And even beyond that, it's, what is it, Zoroastrianism, or even before the very first sun god and shit. It's all based on...
That's what I was going to say about even Christmas, right? I even asked about when it's Jesus, if there was any historical evidence of when he died, like during the time of the year. Because I've heard that, most likely Jesus was probably born in the spring.
Right.
And that Christmas holiday and the story of his birth is largely kind of like a way to represent the precession of the moon cycle.
Yeah, I think so.
And how the days get shorter and shorter and shorter.
And there's the shortest day.
Right.
And then the days begin getting longer again.
Right.
And that is kind of like he has risen. Sun's coming back up. We're getting longer days again.
Right. But I'm trying to remember exactly how that was explained. Like,
because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, like, the sun gets to its lowest point in the sky. 3 days later, it rises again.
Right.
And that's kind of the story of Easter.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the connection, not Jesus' birth, but yeah,
well,
that's death. Right? It's so. Yeah, it's. I'm sorry, I'm not doing the best job.
Yeah, I'm very uneducated on that. I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
I've heard that story. I've heard that explained. It's similar with Christmas, where it's like more about the winter solstice and like has really no relation to when Jesus was born.
Right.
From what we understand, but again, like all of Christian holidays are based on fucking pagan holidays, which were based on further back. I can't remember the religions that predate paganism, but
I really wonder if these gods that the Greeks and the Romans talked about, and all these other ancient, like the Hindus. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's the politically correct term, but the people who practice Hinduism, they believe in multiple gods,
right?
Non-monotheistic faiths. Like, I wonder if that is rooted in the alien thing somehow, because if they had these people come and visit them and influence the way that they were able to accomplish things and like push it forward in a radical way. And they saw these people coming and going and leaving the planet as they pleased and called them gods. And they always kind of the way they talked about them was almost astrological, astronaut. You know what I mean?
Right,
it was like the way they, the god drives the chariot across the sky, and that's why and he does the same thing to the sun, right? Well, I can't remember what god that was, but that was a Greek god.
We're really missing out on the details here.
But big picture, you get what I'm saying?
I think that's totally possible.
You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't discount it.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely possible. I don't know, though. That's definitely...
That's an out there one.
Yeah, that's just... Who knows?
Who knows?
Moving on from religion.
Dude, Easter's a wild one.
Yeah. Have you listened to Future and Metro Boomin's new album?
I have not.
There is some fresh beef in the rap world
Oh, really?
with the goats.
Who?
So, have you heard First Person Shooter by J. Cole and Drake?
How's it go?
It's fucking rap. I don't know. I can't. It's.
I know it's got like a bass, like a.
I can't.
Like
you asking me that is making me blank out
I
on
don't think that I have heard it.
Little poos poos.
No.
Sweet little poos. Anyway, on that, J. Cole has a line that goes, people debate who's the greatest MC. Is it K. Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? We the big three, like we started the league. And then J. Cole, in my humble opinion, J. Cole is being very respectful. So I think that Kendrick is a little bit more trying to diss Drake. Because even in Drake and J. Cole are on the same song, First Person Shooter. And I feel like even because Drake has the last verse. What are you doing? Drake has the last verse.
You gotta.
I don't care.
You gotta smack him.
I don't care. So hey, Drake has the last verse.
Hannah, take him inside, please.
Nice shirt. I like your shirt. I should have done more for this year.
Yeah, it's not gonna be passing over.
Tomorrow we'll get 81% partial. In Spartanburg, it's the beginning of the eclipse should be about 150, I think, is what I read. Anyway, back to J. Cole. So Drake kind of he takes the last verse and he kind of like, in my opinion, it seems like Drake is like basically saying, "I'm the GOAT. I'm on this. I got J. Cole, but listen, I'm the fucking GOAT."
Drake said that?
That's how it comes off to me.
Okay.
But J. Cole seems to be much more respectful. Anyway, on the Metro Boomin and Future's new album, there's a song called Like That. Kendrick's on that, and he goes the fuck in. And he's like, first person shooter, no, what did he say? Fuck the big three, it's just big me. And like, I don't know, like I just feel like Drake is the outlier in this group. Like Kendrick and Cole came from nothing. They came out in fucking Kendrick's from Compton, Cole's from Fayetteville. They both came up out of nothing. They didn't have anything. Fucking Drake's on Degrassi coming out of Canada.
He's from Toronto. Yeah.
Literally was on a TV show as a teenager. You ain't coming up from nothing.
Maybe. I mean, how did he get that job? Like, was he? I don't know his story. I don't know his story before Degrassi, but yeah, I think Drake. It's hard not to put him in the conversation if you're being fair.
I just don't
if you're being
Drake
fair
as a
like,
rapper.
Look at the body of work. Come on now.
I don't.
He even says that in some of his music. He's like,
Drake's a pop music artist who raps.
Right.
I don't see, like, especially when you're comparing him to J. Cole and Kendrick.
Right.
Bro, different. Drake ain't even in the same league.
Right.
I mean, Drake has some bars. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Drake can, but also I don't even. I will believe that Kendrick and Cole write their own lyrics way before I believe Drake writes his own lyrics. I'm not saying Drake doesn't ever write his own lyrics, but if you told me Drake had a ghostwriter, I'd totally believe it.
For sure he does on some of his songs.
I'd totally believe it.
Right.
But if you said J. Cole and Kendrick, I'd be like, nah, you crazy. That's coming from the heart.
They definitely have inspiration outside of
that's any artist, though. I'm not talking about inspiration.
But it could be even like some of their friends, like, they're getting in the room with their guys. It's not
that's
not like
a
they don't have
collaborative effort, though.
Right.
I'm specifically mean the definition of ghostwriter.
It's hard for me to see that those two don't have complete creative control over whatever they put out.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather, they're not going to put something out that they didn't 100% craft from their own. You know what I mean? That came from them.
Yeah. I totally agree.
But like I agree with what you're saying about Drake and him having some, And look at the volume of albums that Drake has put out compared to.
Oh, that was another diss.
Cole and Kendrick.
Is Drake said, "I'm one away from Mike Jack." I think that's how he words it, because he's one top 100 or number one hit away from tying Michael Jackson for the most number one hits by a single artist. And Kendrick on Like That says Prince outlived Mike Jack. And on N95, I believe, Kendrick has a line that says Prince lived through me. My hair down, Prince lived through me.
Who said that one?
That's Kendrick.
Kendrick.
So Kendrick's basically saying, like, I don't give a fuck about Michael Jackson, bitch.
Prince is the man.
It's Prince. But I don't get any of the beef. I don't follow it enough. But I thought
I think they're just talking shit.
Interesting.
Because those two have always been like,
yeah.
you know, the two that were like, okay, who's the fucking...
Yeah. But I feel like Kendrick's always been very J. Cole's always been very respectful when he calls out anybody.
He's got a couple of songs, like Fire Squad. You ever heard Fire Squad?
I have not. I like Might Delete Later. That's a fucking good one. But that's not really a specific diss as far as I know.
No, he just definitely has some songs where he's like, I'm the fucking best. Like, he says it outright.
But most of the time where he mentions being the best, he's like I remember one, they were like, they try to throw the third at me behind Kendrick and Drake. I forget how he words it exactly or what song it is, but he's like, they try to throw the bronze at me behind Kendrick and Drake. And he's like, I respect those guys like crazy. Like he said that in multiple songs where he's like, listen, I got more respect for them than anybody. Like, I don't care. Throw me the bronze, put me at first. I don't give a fuck. So I feel like Kendrick's really coming at Drake.
Yeah, you might be right about that. I could definitely see.
We don't know enough to really talk about it.
I'm sure those two guys, like Kendrick and J. Cole, like I'm sure that they have some sort of mutual respect. Like I'm sure they know each other. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, so in Narwar's interview with J. Cole, Narwar asked J. Cole, he's like, did you
I've seen this.
tell Dr. Dre about Kendrick?
Yeah, I've seen this.
And J. Cole's like, how the fuck do you know that? And he's like, yeah. So I think Kendrick and J. Cole's cool. Like, and plus, if you listen to First Person Shooter, you realize Drake's saying like, I'm a god. Dude, in the video, J. Cole is completely normal the whole video. He has the first verse. He's not like really gaudy at all about anything. And then in the second verse in the video, in New York City, it is a video of a giant skyscraper-sized statue of Drake being erected in New York City.
Oh my
Or probably
God.
Toronto. Probably not New York City. Probably
Toronto.
Yeah, so like Drake's saying like, I am the fucking GOAT. And Cole's like, we the big three. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I would have to agree with you just on a personal level that I would definitely put those two at least a head and a shoulder above Drake.
Way above Drake.
But it's like different, like, you know what I mean? Like it's their own almost different pursuits, like you said. Like,
yeah, they're complete, dude. Kendrick and J. Cole, they definitely have their pop hits. They definitely have their party songs, but they're conscious rappers. They rap about life. They rap about how they grew up. They rap about society.
Right.
Drake chases hits.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
And there are
I'm not trying to hate.
He does have some songs that are very substantive.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
also,
not hardly ever as focused on social politics or social dialogue. It's way more, maybe like you said, like he always talks about his relationship with women.
Yeah,
and like
look at what I got.
and-
Look at my.
Right.
I mean, he can be wholesome sometimes, but it's much more like, look at my shit type of music. Like, I put Drake more in a category with Kanye. Where, Kanye raps. Kanye is a rapper, but Kanye is a creative who makes pop hits. He's not like, he's a songwriter who raps. It's different than a rapper.
What's been going on with Diddy, bro? Do you know what's going
on? I don't know enough to talk about it. The Diddler. I don't know. Apparently, this man is having wild sex parties in order to get dirt on people.
Is that exactly what people said about Epstein?
Yes, but
he's getting in different spheres.
Right.
He's getting.
I don't know. I'm far too uneducated.
He's getting it. Diddy can get some guys that fucking Epstein can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
which I totally buy.
Speaking of new album, no, I don't even want to say because I'm so uninformed about the entire
Maybe it's not
situation.
even that deep. Maybe he's just a fucking, a billionaire sex freak.
Potentially.
You know what I mean? It could be way
But
less dramatic than we're
didn't
making
like
it.
multiple of his houses get raided by Homeland Security?
Did they? I don't know.
Yes. At least one. But I want to say 2 of his properties got raided by Homeland Security.
Damn.
And again, I'm so uninformed. I don't know anything about that world. I'm so lost in what's going on.
I don't
know.
I just I've never been a big Diddy music fan. He's got like a song I like.
I can't think of one P. Diddy song.
He's got one song. I'm coming home.
Really?
Coming
That's
home.
Diddy?
Tell the world that I'm coming home. I think so. Let the rain.
Yeah, I know. You don't got to keep
I'm trying to
singing
remember
it.
I'm trying to remember his voice or any of his lines in there.
But
I like that song. It's,
Yeah, I can't think of any P. Diddy songs. But yeah, listen to the new Metro Boomin Future album, dude. It's great. It's really good.
Have you? I know we've already talked about Killer Mike.
Killer Mike. That
You listen
new
to that
album.
is
Yes, that
so
album is
good.
very
I
good.
enjoy that album a lot.
It's not my preferred style of hip hop music, but it's a really good album. I can appreciate it, but I don't come back to it that often. It's a damn good album, though. Very well produced. Also, Sir's new album. I think that's how you say it's capital S, lowercase I, capital R. I think it's just pronounced Sir.
Okay.
Fire album. Really, really good.
Who is it?
It's kind of it's similar to the style of Kanye's new album, where it's a nice mix of more pop style music, a little bit more R&B, and then some good rap. I don't know. I think he's a little bit newer of an artist. I don't know. I don't know enough. I'm going to be speaking out of my ass if I say anything about
Where's
it.
he out of? Do you know?
No clue. Literally the first, I've seen him on some songs that I like, but the Spotify recommended hey, Sir just dropped a new album. I listened to front to back, dude. That thing is fire. Really good album.
You know what album I've been enjoying lately? It's 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne. I think it's College Grove 2.
Is it new? Or is it an
Part
older
2.
album?
It came out this last year, like the end of last year.
No, I don't think I've heard that.
It's got some good songs on it.
I mean, my Spotify is always on shuffle, so I'm sure I've heard a lot more songs than.
Oh, it's called Welcome to College Grove.
Okay.
Two
No, I haven't heard
is
of that.
yeah. It's 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne. Yeah, I've been enjoying that album.
Nice. As far as new music, I that's really all I got. I don't think I've been listening to anything.
Oh, Gary Clark Jr. put out a new album.
Oh, I did see that recommended. I just wasn't in the mood for that style of music.
I
at
haven't
the time.
listened to the whole thing yet, but I'm excited.
I'm sure it'll be very good. It'll be very good.
Dude, he's been getting a lot into photography. Did you listen to his JRE episode?
No, it was last week, right?
I think so. Yeah,
It was very. No, I haven't listened to it.
He's gotten super nerdy into photography. He's doing
that's
a
awesome.
lot of photography apparently.
I love any musician who really embraces visual arts. I always think that's a cool thing to see.
Dude, his concert, Gary Clark's concert, he played. I saw him at this theater in Greenville. It's called what's that theater called? Damn it!
I have no clue. Was it an amphitheater or inside?
No, it's inside. It's right there on Main Street.
I have no clue, dude. You're asking the wrong person.
Fuck me. Jesus.
Is it like an actual name of a theater?
Yeah, it's a theater. It's a very
clue.
prevalent theater. It's small. It probably holds 3,000 people, and I was surprised that he didn't have a larger venue when he came to Greenville. But dude, his concert was awesome. It was a great show, and his band is amazing too.
Does he tour with the same band all the time?
Yeah, he's been with these guys for years now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna find the name of this theater real quick, just because it's bugging me.
All right, and then after you find that out, I want to talk about the beauty of spring crops.
I hate spring.
Talk about what all you plan on planting. What are your plans for a garden this year? Because this is my first season I'm ever actually trying to grow veggies, and I'm very excited about it.
What the? Oh, that's not it. Here it is. The Peace Center. I'm such an idiot.
Oh my God, dude! I would have known that.
Jesus Christ!
I saw
Peace
the
Center.
Lion King there one day.
Yeah. I knew you had been there.
Yeah.
The Lion King there was amazing.
The last thing I'm going to think is the Peace Center,
The
though,
Peace
when you
Center.
say the theater.
Yeah, it's a theater.
I know it is, but I'm like, we both blanked on it. Like,
Yeah, it's the Peace Center. Yeah, because you would think it'd be something theater, but yeah, I love that place. But yeah, the Lion King there was fucking amazing.
It was very good. It was very good.
So good.
I don't remember how old I was, but it was very good.
Mm,
It's probably the only in-person musical I've ever seen.
really?
It was really good.
I'm sorry. What were you gonna ask me about? The planting.
Yeah, coming into spring, let's talk about crop. Like, first off, what are your go-to gotta plant summer crops?
Cayennes. That for me, because there's it's such a producer around here.
Yeah,
Those things put off
They
so
really
many
do.
fucking peppers, dude.
yeah.
And the tomatoes. Tomatoes do super well. For
Yeah.
me, those are the two that I really, really like.
So I think you gotta have squash.
And around here, I've never been big on it, but basil seems to do pretty well.
Yeah,
but
I've
it's
got
hard to
some
keep
growing.
bugs off of it, though, because bugs love basil.
I've only ever tried growing basil as a house plant, just kind of in a windowsill, and I've not had luck. But I'm gonna try and have it outdoors this summer.
I'm going to
But
plant some in my beds, too.
yeah, I think squash is a must-have.
Really?
In the South in the summer, bro, you gotta have some yellow squash.
I've never been a big fan of
I
squash.
fucking love squash.
Like, it's okay. Like, it's never one like, yay, squash.
That's how I feel about tomatoes.
See, I'm
not a crazy tomato
I
fan.
love tomatoes, dude.
I have a tomato plant, but I'm mainly looking forward to potentially making some homemade garden pizza sauce.
Right.
Is one reason I wanted the tomato, but I'm not a big tomato. I mean, maybe.
This year I went nuts. I got 4 different kinds of tomatoes.
Yeah. Wow.
Romas, Better Boys, Cherokee Purple, and one other one that I can't remember. Some other heirloom.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And Romas are like sauce tomatoes.
Mm.
Like they're almost grown for making sauce because I think I've heard that they're a little less watery, so it can help have a thicker sauce without having to reduce it too much.
Yeah, Romas are a little bit less juicy.
Right. I think
Yeah.
the tomato variety I have is called Mr. Stripey, which doesn't sound like an heirloom
I've never-
tomato at all, but
I've
it
never
is.
heard that as an heirloom tomato.
Yeah, it's like red and yellow striped, which
Wow.
probably won't be the best for pizza sauce, but fuck it, we'll experiment. It'll be cool.
Dude, a few years ago, I had like 5 pepper plants, and I made a hot sauce. It was like cayenne, ghost, a couple of small sweet peppers. There was a gypsy pepper.
Yeah.
What else? I did a bell pepper, organic red bell pepper in there from the store,
Yeah, I got me a red bell.
and then I fermented that for I think it was a month.
Yeah.
And every now and again, it was in a mason jar, like just out, and I would you'd flip it
Yeah.
every couple of days, and then open the lid.
Burp it.
Yeah, you have to burp it.
Yeah.
I'd burp it every few days. And I fermented that, and then to stop quote unquote the fermentation process, you bring it to a very low simmer,
Okay.
and then that's when you bottle it.
All right. So I guess you're
that
kind
was
of killing
some
off
of
the
the
yeast
It's not yeast.
from fermentation. What are you killing off to?
It's just the natural microbiome, all the things that are.
There's
just
yeast
on it.
in there.
Well, I guess so.
Fermentation involves yeast.
I guess not in every case though.
Most cases.
Lots of organisms.
Well, it'll have a
ferment, but-
natural yeast. Like it's not like you're adding yeast.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The microbiota on
Yeah.
the plant when you put it in there.
Like I'm thinking about when I used to ferment my own kombucha,
Mm-hmm.
and the mother of
The
kombucha
starter?
is called a SCOBY, which is symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. But you never
Right.
add yeast to it. It's just natural
Right.
yeast.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure yeast is present in all fermentations.
Really, that
I'm
might be
pretty
true.
sure. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, what do you think about eggplant?
I've never had a whole bunch of access to it.
I mean, it's,
I've tried it a couple of times and it hasn't been bad.
to me, it's like a less flavorful squash.
Yeah,
That's
but
pretty much
it's
it.
hardier though.
Yeah, it's a little more dense.
Yeah, it's more solid
Yeah, yeah.
when cooked.
It's
It
more fleshy.
stays- Yeah, yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
the inside's a lot more fleshy than a squash.
Yeah, Like when you cook a squash hard, it'll just lose all
Yeah.
its integrity.
But I got some romaine on my porch. I've left it out. It's been getting down to about 35 around here. I haven't brought it in at all. It's thriving right now.
I bet that's nice.
But I'm trying to think about what to grow that I know I'll eat the most.
Right. See.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking, I want to grow cucumbers, but I'm not a big cucumber guy. But I'm like, I could always pickle them. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I started some peas.
Peas are a good one.
I went peas. I got them on a little heat pad indoors right now, trying to sprout them.
Dude, a couple of corn stalks would probably be good.
Yeah, I'm very limited in my space, so I want to make sure I'm really using my space to grow the things I'm most likely to eat and get the most use out of. Because I don't eat that many vegetables, dude.
Right. See, to me, tomatoes and peppers, like a small sweet pepper, like that is like a fruit to me. Like,
I'm thinking about maybe some banana peppers.
Have you ever had a gypsy pepper?
I don't think so.
It's just a small sweet pepper. It's like a delicate, thin. It's not as thick walled as a bell pepper. You know what I mean? It's got thinner walls, and it's just a small, sweet, delicate pepper. It's so good. Gypsy pepper. If you ever come across them, you should get one and plant it.
All right, I've heard the Mad Hatter peppers are very easy to grow.
I've never had those.
I've never had them either. They're sweet pepper, though, I believe. They look kind of like a Scotch bonnet, if I'm remembering correctly.
I also planted a ghost already this year, and when I planted them in pots, they did very well.
Yeah.
They did very well.
I'm not going to go with any super hots this summer. If any, the hottest I'll probably go is a jalapeno or a cayenne. Haven't decided yet, but I'm gonna make.
I definitely recommend the cayennes.
Yeah,
just personally.
Again, I'm trying to think about what's going to get the most use.
Yeah,
and I love the flavor of a jalapeno, man. I like the
fruitiness of a cayenne. Like, yeah, like the jalapeno is definitely like has a peppery. Like it's almost like a hot bell.
Yeah,
but a cayenne.
Well, to me, a jalapeno just has a very distinct flavor.
It does. But it's more like peppery. Like it's more like a cayenne is almost fruity. Like
I disagree.
Ghosts are like that too. Ghosts are fruity to me.
I feel
they have like a floral.
I feel like with hot peppers,
taste to them.
As far as taste, I could kind of throw cayennes, Tabascos, like kind of all that, like kind of medium heat pepper into the same category. But for some reason, the jalapeno is a lot more distinct.
I love jalapenos too.
And I'm thinking, like, if I got tomatoes, jalapenos, maybe grow a little cilantro, make some garden salsa. Whoo, buddy. I want to do onions, but I think I'm going to hold off on that this year.
See, that's why tomatoes are a must because you can use them for so many different things.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you can do pizza sauces. You can do, you can use them in stews. You can, like you're saying, make some salsa.
Yeah, dude.
Mine and grandma, you would always make some garden salsa every year.
Right.
It's so good, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So good.
But I'm thinking, I want to do a cantaloupe.
Dude, my papa did cantaloupes. He always did cantaloupes. He always had a melon in the field.
Yeah, I want to do a cantaloupe, but
they grow on the ground though.
Yeah, but no, they're technically vining plants.
Right.
So I'm thinking if I grow a cantaloupe up a trellis, I just don't want the cat on the computer. If I grow a cantaloupe up a trellis, then when I notice a fruit, because obviously if a full cantaloupe grows on a trellis, on a vine, it's going to fall off.
Right.
The vine's not going to be able to support the weight of a cantaloupe. But I'm thinking when I see it begin to fruit, dude, if you just chill and don't try and get on the mixer and the computer, you're good. I don't mind if you just sit here. No, if he just chills there, he's good. But he's trying to lay on my computer. But I'm thinking once I notice a fruit, I can kind of tie it up to the trellis with like a kind of a hammock contraption. And that way I can support it. Yeah, because, dude, if a cantaloupe comes to maturity on a vine with no support, it's just going to fall off.
No, but the way that I always remember them growing was just literally on the ground. Like,
yeah,
you know.
That's how my brother, but I don't have space for that. I don't have enough space to have a sprawling plant. And I'm not putting anything in the ground.
You couldn't, you could put it in the, that bin.
But I'm also trying to maximize space. So if I can grow it vertically,
I don't
I'm
think that's
saving a ton of. Dude, I
can-
promise you, cantaloupes are vining plants.
But I don't know if they'll grow well up a trellis.
Typically,
or,
vining plants grow the best when they grow up something.
Even melons though.
Yes. So because you got to think in the wild, melons aren't fucking 2 feet big. That's not. That's us
they grow up
cultivating
something.
them.
Right.
The only reason a fucking watermelon's bigger than a basketball is because of
Genetic.
of selective breeding.
Genetic breeding, yeah.
So cantaloupes, I'm gonna Google it because if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. But I swear cantaloupes are vining plants. So I'm thinking a trellis.
Yeah, they grow on a vine for sure.
Grow the vine up the trellis, and then when I notice a fruit getting the size of about a tomato, take some maybe cheesecloth, maybe some shade cloth, just take something and tie it up as in like a little hammock, so it can come to full maturity without putting any weight on the vine itself, and is supported by this little hammock. So let me Google.
I mean, that's an idea.
Vertically grown cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe's good though.
Look, okay, there. This is beautiful. They just tied it off in this little thing, and they got it supporting. See, something like that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And that way, instead of a cantaloupe plant that sprawls for 5-10 feet,
Grows
because
up.
they'll get huge.
They get big.
They really get big. If I grow it up a trellis, then that's at most 1 to 2 square feet of my porch I'm taking up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really wanting to do a cantaloupe. I might give in and do cucumbers. I think tomorrow morning I'm going to plant radishes, which I've rarely ever even eaten radishes.
They're good.
But I was watching a video.
Have you ever had them?
That's what I'm like maybe 2 or 3 times in my life.
Uh-huh.
But I was watching a video that said
They're a good garnish.
they're very easy to grow.
And they're also nice to pickle.
Yeah. But I think they're very easy to grow. They're very quick to harvest. And it's recommended that they are direct sown and not started in a seed starter in like a little 6-cell tray. Like, so I'm gonna get this pot and direct sow them right into the pot tomorrow morning. And hey man, can you not?
He sucks. He's gonna do that. This fucking chat.
I mean, we're already over 30 minutes, so maybe he won't be too bad.
Don't look at him. Don't even look at him.
God, I'm distracted now. Radishes. So apparently, from seed to harvest can be in like 30 days.
Jeez.
If you don't really let them bulk up. If you do kind of like baby radish. So I'm thinking, since this is my first season, I'm trying to grow something. If I get a nice little success under my belt early, it might boost up my confidence.
That's a good idea.
And also, I'm trying to think. I want to have a nice staggering of harvest times. So every week during the summer, I've got something else that's getting ready to
maturity.
harvest. And then I can kind of base my meals that week on what's ready.
That's cool.
I'm really looking forward to that. Like this morning, for instance, I had bacon and eggs for breakfast. Real simple. And then for lunch, I went outside and I was kind of trimming up my lettuce. Because it took off this weekend, dude, for some reason.
Really?
I bought that lettuce a week and a half ago. Immediately got it into a bigger pot. Or actually, I bought a mixed lettuce. So it's like one pot that has like some romaine, some arugula, I forget what all it has in it. But I took that out, separated it into 2 different pots, and so give it more space, and then immediately harvest because it was already so full from the store, and I wanted to give it more room to keep growing. Already got another harvest this morning.
Wow.
And I mean, not much. I'm doing the cut and come again method, where you just trim out the leaves around the outside, the most mature leaves, and then you allow it to keep growing, and then you can harvest it throughout the growing season. And yeah, I cooked up a little 1/4 pound patty of beef, went out and trimmed up my romaine, tossed it in a little bit of ranch.
That's nice.
A little pinch of salt.
I saw that snap you sent me. It looked nice.
It's so simple, dude. It was delicious.
Yeah. I used to use all my fresh stuff, and I use it daily in omelets.
Yeah.
I would use it in omelets daily. Like, a little bit of diced tomato, a little bit of diced peppers.
Speaking of omelets, how many eggs do you have in your fridge right now?
Some shallots might be nice. 4 dozen. plus about like I think 3 eggs in the last store-bought dozen I got.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Brett's like struggling to give them away. He's getting so many. Dude, he gets like 20 eggs a day.
I need to get a pasta roller so fucking bad, bro.
But I know that you'll go through those eggs way quicker than I will.
Dude, yeah, we'll put a hurting on them for sure.
Like if I had 4 dozen in my fridge, at least a dozen would be rotten by the time I got to them.
Dude, I'm picking up a big shipment of highbrow beef.
Really?
Yeah, dude. So it was my birthday. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get some extra stuff besides my monthly cheap ground beef subscription.
Couple steaks.
So I got like, I can't remember what. It's like a butcher's cut that's similar to a flank steak or a hanger steak. It's like from the belly, the abdomen of the cow, like a flat kind of skirt steak like a thing. So I got one of those. I got some American Wagyu grain finished beef fat trimmings and suet fat, which is fat from around the kidneys.
You'll reduce it down.
Make some tallow out of it.
Hell yeah, that sounds great.
And I got one more thing that I'm trying to remember. I think I got a roast of some kind.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm picking that up on Tuesday.
Yeah, my brother was telling me that there was a couple, or a dude in Santuck who had raised a couple cows and recently slaughtered them, and he was trying to kind of up his livestock count, and he was just testing the waters with selling off some of the beef from his slaughter. And Brett was like, dude, I forget how many, he was like multiple ribeyes, I believe a little bit of ground beef. I forget what all he has, but $35. And I was like, that's insane. If you went like one prime cut ribeye is going to cost you almost
$25.
that. Yeah. And he was like, I got like a couple ribeyes,
25 at least,
a couple pounds of
bucks.
ground beef. He's like $35. Like, that is insane. That's ridiculous. But
damn, dude.
Yeah, man, it's been so nice. Just the green coming back out.
God.
I've been in such a good fucking mood this
After
week,
the pollen
dude.
got washed away, we got that
Yes.
good rain last week.
I was
miserable from
mood.
the pollen, but now that everything's green and blooming, everything's so pretty.
Pollen didn't get me. I've been fine. Everybody I know has been stuffy. I've been fine.
I've just been a little sneezy.
I've been all right. But my truck was not okay.
It was just everything gets disgusting.
My truck was covered.
The bigger issue is that everything gets disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you can't even walk outside on your fucking porch because it's
damn tree sperm.
Yeah, I would blow it. I'd blow it off with my
blow the tree
my
sperm?
blower. Yeah, I'd blow the tree cum right off the fucking porch, and the next day covered again. Those fucking savage motherfuckers.
Shooting loads all over this man's porch.
For Christ's sake. That's one thing that I hate about trees is they produce so much work.
Yeah.
Like they're lovely to have around your home.
Yeah.
One for shade, because it helps the efficiency of you don't have to heat it as bad.
Absolutely.
If you're like right in the middle of a completely open lot. So that's one thing. Also, just like for general comfort when you're hanging out outside. But like they produce so much work.
Yeah.
They
definitely.
really do.
I mean, obviously it depends on the tree. But even any tree is going to drop all its leaves. Unless you got pines.
I have 5 sweet gums in my yard.
That's too many.
It's ridiculous.
What do you even call those things? Those little spiky balls.
The sweet gums.
Sweet gum balls?
I call them spiky balls, but they're sweet gums, yeah. Just little sweet gum. But yeah, I don't know what the scientific name is for. I'm sure there's a scientific name for it. I know they hurt like a
did that used to be a little raised bed behind you?
It's just got some monkey grass in it.
A little planter box?
Yeah, I think they just planted it in there.
Nice. Transitioning from garden plants, I've been up in my houseplant collection. And I'm embarrassed to say how much I've spent this week on houseplants and houseplant supplies.
It's so expensive.
It's so fucking expensive.
Where have you been shopping at?
Lowe's, because that's where I'm at every day.
If you ever find yourself in Columbia, there's a store. It's called I want to say it's called fucking Houseplant.
Okay.
No. What's the store? I'm gonna look it up. They specialize in indoor plants.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
they have a whole big, like the whole store is
Big nursery.
wall to wall of indoor plants.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
Apparently, Tractor Supply had some good options because Brett was sending me some
Really?
videos this morning of what Tractor Supply had. But I have, I've spent almost $200 this week on new house plants and pots and potting mix and
Jeez.
a little bit of fertilizer. I'm trying to learn. I really want to up my
It's called Plant House.
plant house. You were close.
They also do. Yeah, I was close. They also do classes, like little workshops.
That's awesome. That's really cool. But no,
Did you see that video I sent you with that terrarium?
I don't remember.
It's a wild terrarium. It was just this big ass cauldron. It gets huge.
The terrariums are fucking awesome.
Yeah, so
I really think they're cool. You just if you set them up correctly, you can forget them. They'll thrive indefinitely.
Yeah, right. They're self-sustaining.
Yeah. The big thing about terrariums is you need a microbiome in there to help regulate everything, keep mold and algae down because it's such a moist environment. But yeah, I got me a fiddle leaf fig.
What?
A Ficus lyrata.
Oh, you're talking about your plants.
Yes. I got a Monstera. I don't think it's a Deliciosa. I think it's a Berglin. Dude, Latin names are so hard to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It is a Monstera Borzigiana. Monstera Borzigiana. I got a Majesty palm. I got a ponytail palm. I got some other thing. I think it's called like a Difframbachia. Diarrhea. I can't remember, dude.
Jeez.
I love it. And I'm propagating like 15 cuttings of pothos right now. And I'm trying to propagate a cutting. I took off the ficus. I'm trying to put 2 elephant ear bulbs in the ground. Hopefully they're going to sprout this week. That'll be a nice big plant. I'm trying to get big plants. I like big plants. I told Barry that I wanted it to look like a jungle when I walked in my house. I want it to just be green. I want it to be covered. I love it.
Where'd you put the elephant ears?
Right now they haven't sprouted. They're just in the windowsill.
Oh, they're inside.
Yeah, they're starting from bulb. Like they go dormant, I believe. I think an elephant ear in the winter, depending on the environment, it'll go dormant. All the leaves will die off and the bulb will just recede back into the ground and dry out. I don't know. I could be completely wrong about that. But yeah, I planted the bulbs in the ground. Took some clippings from a couple of my grandmother's plants and I've got them in some water. But I didn't know what the plants were, so I have no clue if they're going to root in just water because I didn't know how to look them up because I didn't know what the plants were. But we'll see. They haven't died yet, so.
You tried that trick where you, I guess it's not really a trick, but you take a paper towel, wet it, wrap it in paper towel.
I haven't tried that since we experimented with it in like fucking 4th grade.
4th grade, yeah.
Mr. Peake's class. We'd throw
Science.
Yeah, throw a paper towel, mist it up. What were we growing like?
No, you had him in 6th. He taught science in 6th grade.
6th grade, yeah.
He taught math in 5th grade when we were in 5th grade.
Right.
I had him for math.
But yeah, I remember
you were in a different section. You were like a star. You were a star team.
I forgot about all that.
And I was a retard team. I'm just
But I vividly remember seeing like 30 Ziploc bags taped to the window, like letting them all sprout. And I think we were like experimenting on how roots grow down and plants grow up, and somehow gravity, they just know how to do that. I think that was the lesson in germinating seeds in 6th grade in science class.
God, what a character Mr. Peake was.
Oh man,
good Lord.
He would, dude. You didn't want to be on his bad side.
No.
But other than that, he was the coolest motherfucker.
Coolest dude ever. He was funny too. One time,
very funny.
He had a big dog, right? He would tell us about his big dog. One day he came into class and he was like, it was the end of class. I think it was the weekend. He was like, I'm gonna go home and ride my dog. And we were
remember.
like, and you don't know, you guys don't know this guy, but he was a super serious guy. Like, he didn't really laugh, barely even smiled. He was super serious, super stern. Everybody had assigned seating alphabetically, no fucking around. Like, he would
Yeah.
you had homework every night, no talking, raise your hand, all that shit. Right?
Yeah.
So, but he would say sometimes like just quirky shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, it's like, I'm gonna go home and ride my dog. Just the way he said it was funny as hell. But one time, Mr. Peak, there was this kid in our class. His name was Devontae. I'm trying to remember. I remember his last name. I'm not gonna say it, but it was Devontae. He was in 5th grade, and this kid, he was always like a trouble kid. He was just always getting in fights and whatever else. And I think one day he didn't do his homework, but he was talking back to Mr. Peak because Mr. Peak would come to your desk individually and check your homework. And he got to his desk, and I'll never forget. I can't remember. They exchanged words, and he was talking back to Mr. Peak, and Mr. Peak like went down, put both hands flat on the kid's desk, and he said, "If you don't sit down and shut up, I'm going to jack you up and I'm going to walk you all the way to the office."
I think you've told that on the pod before. I
Really?
can't remember.
I don't
know
have.
if you've just told it to me, but I know that story.
But dude, I'll never forget that. And the kids, shut up. I mean,
You could never say that to a kid now.
Oh God, no.
Oh God.
Yeah, like when you think of jack somebody up, you got them by the shirt. You're like, that's what I think of. You got somebody, jacked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like got them by the
jack you
shirt.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna jack you the fuck up, and I'm gonna take you to the office.
You need to get
sorry, I don't know.
Kitty.
I don't know how
I don't know what we were
tangent.
talking about.
Mr. Peak. Oh yeah, class germinating.
Oh yeah,
plants.
that's what you were asking about. If I've germinated in a paper towel. No.
But dude, peas are a good idea. I like some peas. My grandpa always had some peas. He'd do black eyed, and some.
I want to do potatoes.
I've always wanted to do. He always did potatoes too.
I think I might throw some potato. My brother has some potatoes in a raised bed. I think I might get some in the ground soon. It's a little late for potatoes, I think.
Is it?
I think you kind of want to get them in. They can handle, because they're root plant. Like
Right.
I believe they can handle some light frost, and they kind of prefer that. It kind of puts them into the. It's like garlic. Like you kind of want to overwinter garlic.
Right.
Like ideally, you want to put garlic in the ground in like November, and then come April, May, you might be harvesting. Like there's something about the overwintering of garlic that kicks it into the growth cycle. I forget. I'm so uneducated when it comes to this. I'm trying to learn. But yeah, man, I'm just excited. I want to.
That's basically what humans are. We're just keepers of knowledge for the next generation. We're just like holding on to it, gradually adding to it, and passing it on.
But I have I feel like I have access to two pretty decent mentors that have grown a garden for almost every year that I can remember.
Your dad and your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to.
I wish I would have learned more from my pop while he was alive.
Yeah. But yeah, I have access to this wealth of knowledge, so I'm trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. There's so many things that I have no clue about.
Hopefully I'll learn a good bit with these raised beds.
That'll be fun.
I'm gonna plant some more. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna try to get some. I'm gonna get some basil, and definitely gonna get some basil and probably some rosemary. Why not? And I kind of wanted to get some onions or some shallots.
Yeah, I'm not. I think it's a little late for onions as well.
Same thing.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think onions you want to get in the ground like February.
Mm.
I'm completely uneducated though. I have no clue. But yeah, I think I might hold off on onions. Definitely want to try out the cantaloupe. I don't know, man. It's just I've just been really like thinking about preparing for the future. And I'm like, I need to, like, I've always had the excuse of like, I don't have a yard, I don't have this, but now I've got a porch that pretty much gets full sun. So I'm like, well, shit, let me give it a go. Let me try and see what I can learn.
You're gonna enjoy it. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, I know I am, and I'm just like,
especially by July, you're gonna have a bunch of plants.
Yeah.
Full.
Oh yeah.
All
it's gonna
the
be
time.
nice.
You're gonna go every couple of days. I'm like, oh man, we got 5 more ready.
Yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, I'm mainly just trying to get a nice array of garden plants so that I can learn as much as possible about as many plants as possible, so that eventually when I do have a yard and can have a decent sized garden, I've got a little experience under my belt.
Right.
That's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I don't know, it's just there's something so rewarding about learning more about caring for plants in general.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's so many positives to house plants. Like, one, I mean, I don't know to what degree they do, but everybody claims, it makes your air cleaner in your house.
They definitely do.
They definitely help.
Yeah.
And then, like having houseplants is just good for mental health. It's nice to have a little green around.
Like just soft angles. They're nice to look at. They're not so obtrusive. Like everything we build is so neat and sharp, and plants just aren't really like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're more soft. Like just like you're walking outside, nothing that grows is perfectly sharp and angular.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think there's something in our brain that likes that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would imagine it's very similar to how much we enjoy being in nature.
Oh,
You're bringing a little bit of nature into the house. And
it's like organized chaos, which we like. We like
yes, that's a great way to put
uniqueness. Organized. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Barry we rearranged our living room, and now I've got this just full shelf in front of that big window I got. But I've figured out exactly how my house faces. One side, so I live in a trailer, so it's a very elongated house. Basically, you've only got windows on the front and back. I don't have a side window. Barry's got a side window in her room because she's on the end. The other end is my bathroom, though. No windows on the end of the trailer. So my front of my house faces northeast, and the back of my house faces southwest.
Gotcha.
So the front windows stop getting direct sun by like 11:30, 12 o'clock. And then the back windows don't begin getting direct sun until like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So there's a solid but I guess in a way that's kind of good because I'm keeping away from direct sun in the heat of the day. I don't know though. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure like one half of the house would be good for some plants, and the other half of the house would be better for other plants.
Yeah, so
because some plants prefer direct light, and then others don't. Right.
I'm also trying to supplement with some grow lights because I had some like color changing lights that have grow modes. And they can replicate the color temperature of daylight super easily. So I was like, oh yeah, why don't I just put some of those over my plants that I might be a little worried about? So I've got that going, hopefully, because I've always assumed that most of my houseplants have died because of lack of light. Because I've always blamed it on my house not getting enough light. But I think I'm just a bitch and was making excuses. And I just never took the time to actually learn what the plants really need.
Right.
Which is what I'm trying to take the time to do now. So
yeah,
and I've never fertilized my houseplants, and you should fertilize your houseplants once a month, on average.
Right, they need carbon and nitrogen and phosphorus and all that stuff.
So so I'm just trying to get in a routine of that. I'm trying to get better at learning when different plants want water. Like some plants are like water when the top inch dries out. Some plants are like water when the whole pot dries out.
Right.
It all depends. Some plants are like once the whole pot dries out, give it a couple days, then water it. It wants to have a little bit of, like a succulent or an aloe or something's like let it dry out completely. Give it 2 more weeks after it dries out, and then water it again.
Right.
I'm trying to learn about all that. I'm trying to learn about the different soils plants like a higher draining soil, a soil that holds a little more moisture.
Right.
I'm just trying to learn, man.
That's interesting.
I'm really trying to learn.
People often think about the amount of water and the amount of sun that a plant gets, but rarely do you hear like this plant prefers a loose sandy soil.
Yeah, like a loose, fast draining soil.
Right, as opposed to like a tight clay.
Yeah.
Which 100% makes a difference.
Oh, absolutely. And there's certain plants that obviously no plants want to be root bound, but there's some plants that don't mind being a little bit more compact in their pot.
Right. Well, I've heard that having plants like like the root system, even if like say like these roots of the tree or of some whatever the grass is growing,
Right.
they help structure each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
So it's almost better to have not like a bunch of weeds, but like sometimes a closer network of your crops because those root structures help support
Right.
each other and they exchange nutrients with
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
So like, you don't want just like a barren area
Right.
with just your plants like super spread, and that's how we think about things when it actually might be better to let things just sort of pop up and
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's
Not
a
root
tough balance.
everything, yeah.
Yeah. And I've been watching this guy, this YouTube channel, Epic Gardening, and it's this guy based in California, Southern California. I want to say Sacramento, San Diego. I don't think it's as far south as I don't know. Southern California.
Sacramento is more like Central
Yeah,
California.
it's closer to like the Bay Area, right? Sacramento.
Yeah, it's outside of it's just
But yeah, I've been watching that dude trying to like learn as much as possible, get different tips. And one thing he talks about a lot is maximizing space through like verticality. Like say you start your tomatoes, once your tomatoes get about as full as they need to be, you can trim off the bottom, plant something between the bottoms because now they're not as bushy on the bottom.
right.
And then also you're keeping some of the leaves on the bottom from sitting on the ground and potentially rotting or getting diseased. And that way you're maximizing space.
That's interesting. Like, don't just think like I just said. You don't just need one thing in your pot. Once you have space, you should plant something else in there.
Right. Or he's
Like
talking about like when you plant, I forget I think it was potatoes. He was like, you can think about how many days to harvest of different plants, and say you've got this root plant that's going to be very low in the soil, but it's 60 days to harvest. Well, maybe while those potatoes are getting nice and plump in the lower levels of that soil, you might can get away with planting something that's a lot quicker to harvest in the same pot. And then by the time you're harvesting that, you've cleared, you're getting extra space, but then you harvest the ones that are quicker to grow, and then the potatoes
Like
now
what?
have
Like what would you
free reign.
What would you plant on top of the tomato?
I can't remember what his example was, but it might have been radishes, because radishes are like 30 days to harvest.
Right. So that would be a good idea.
Where like potatoes might be 90 days. I don't know the exact date. I believe potatoes have a very long growing cycle because they got like basically you got to let the whole root plump up. You let the top leafy part of the plant die off almost completely. And then he says after the full top of the plant looks completely dead, give it about 2 more weeks after that and then dig your potatoes out. Because with a root veggie, it's going to be taking all of that moisture from the leafy part of the plant and drawing it back into the roots. And that's where you're going to get really, really plump tomatoes. Where if you harvest like potatoes, but if you harvest, say, right as the plant's dying, then it hasn't gathered all those nutrients from the leaves and brought them down to that root system yet.
Right. It's almost like when a banana gets more sweet because it's pulling nutrients from the peel.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? It'll get softer and sweeter as it ripens.
Right.
It's almost like that, kind of.
Yeah. I suppose. But same thing with peppers. Like I've heard that if you want to grow a really hot, what's crazy is hot peppers are hotter to the taste the hotter environment they grow in.
Right.
I've heard that.
Which is why we have a good spot to grow up.
Right. And apparently if you've got like a couple like hot, like ghosts, for example, if you've got like a couple ghosts getting close to maturity at the end of the growing season and the pepper plant's starting to die off, it'll do the same thing. Let that pepper plant die off as long as that pepper's still healthy and not rotten. And all of that nutrients from the plant's going to get thrown into that pepper because obviously that's the life cycle.
Right.
And it'll just knock your socks off, dude.
I use those ghosts in stews.
That's not, stretch them out that way.
Yeah.
Get a
use like
lot of bang for your buck on
for
spice.
a whole stew because it'll just make the whole pot like spicy.
Yeah.
You don't have to use anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's, I got to take a leak.
Yeah, I mean, we just passed an hour, man. It's just, it's so, the green, man. We've been in sticks and bare ass trees for so long, and now everything's fucking green
It's
and
getting
budding,
warm.
and it's
It's getting warm.
like what 65 out here today.
Life's coming back.
Oh, it's so nice. I've been in such a good mood this week.
Life's coming back.
It's been so nice. I'm looking forward to the summertime.
Yeah, me too.
All right, I think we just kind of rambled that whole time. That was fun, though.
That was a nice loose episode.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for tuning into another episode. Hopefully
Another week down.
We'll be back next week and don't have an excuse to miss next week.
We won't.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Maybe we can get two in this coming weekend.
Yeah, that'd be a good shot, a good plan. What is there anything?
The
special
UFC's
this
coming
weekend?
up. Yeah, this next coming weekend. UFC 300, baby.
All right, so maybe I'll come down Saturday afternoon or something.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Ooh. All right. Well, peace out, guys. Thank you.
UFC 300.
Take
I'm
it easy.
excited as fuck.
All right. Well, what's the card?
So the main event is Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill for the light heavyweight championship. That's going to be a good fight. We got
Okay.
Jamal Hill. He's an American. He's a really funny guy. He's an absolute murderous puncher. So I'm excited. That's the main event. I'm excited for that fight. And then Justin Gaethje and Matt Holloway are fighting. That's two legendary fighters. Who else is fighting?
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be a good card.
It's a good card. Yeah, I'm trying to. There's one more fight. God, who the fuck? Anyway, go look up for yourself.
Oh, also, I mean, I doubt anybody's listening this far since I basically just said that the episode's over.
Yeah.
But we didn't mention week before last that we are completely shadowed on TikTok now.
That is nuts.
Which I've been so discouraged in posting. Like, I've posted nothing this week because I'm just like, well, God damn it.
TikTok.
It's so frustrating.
Fuck TikTok, dude. You don't need it.
I know. Like, but yeah, it's been discouraging.
Charles Oliveira and Aram. I'm excited for this fight. Aram Taisarukin.
Nice.
I know this guy. I just can't. I've never tried to pronounce his name. He's from Armenia. He's a fucking killer. Anyway, but yeah, dude, fuck TikTok. I don't trust that one.
Dude, especially because the whole speculation was about the pushing pedophile, pushing all this shit, and then the one clip where we talk about pedophiles, like, and I don't want to assume
purposefully pushing topics to degrade the integrity of our society.
Yes, and it sucks because like I don't want to assume that we're shadowed. Like I don't think we're even important enough to be shadowed. But TikTok, you can. I've said this. You can post a fucking blank white wall on TikTok, and it's going to get a couple hundred views. We have never ever posted a single post on TikTok, starting out at 0 followers, mind you, that didn't get at least 200 views. Or at least 100, I'd say.
That's so wild.
And ever since I posted the clip about minor attracted persons, every single post gets between 2 and 6 views.
Freaky.
It's crazy. So yeah, fuck TikTok.
Fuck TikTok, man.
But it sucks because we gathered, like, we're at like 60,000 total views on TikTok. It's our biggest exposure was TikTok, and now we're getting no exposure.
But that's exactly what they want.
Fuck TikTok.
Fuck TikTok. That's exactly what they want. They're trying to control the conversation.
Yeah.
That's what they're literally trying to do.
They're not controlling our conversation. They just might control what I post.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Jesus.
I might just be done because I've debated, like, should I just make another one? And I'm like, nah, fuck TikTok. Instagram.
No, I don't think that you should have to make another
No,
one.
Instagram and YouTube. I guess I'll keep posting to TikTok. It's worth a shot.
Who knows? They're talking about forcing the Chinese to sell it to somebody that's not Chinese.
Also, I started.
Did you hear about that?
No, I haven't.
It's some like lawsuit in the United States.
Well, also I started us an X account. So
Okay.
there's a couple clips up on Twitter now. So check us out on Twitter.
Twitter, X, whatever you like.
I think everybody agrees. Nobody calls it X.
I call it X, but then when I say like, did you see
that tweet?
Did you see the tweet or like you tweet something out? Yeah.
Yeah, Elon. That was kind of a rough move for Elon calling it X. After it's
Yeah.
literally one of the oldest social media platforms in existence.
Elon is a freak.
Anyway, we won't get on to any more topics because I believe we both have to piss right now.
I do too. I
Anyway,
really do.
Thank you guys for
All right,
listening.
yeah. See you next week.
Appreciate you.